all those who are watching over on Facebook and on Instagram. I welcome you to this, well, I wouldn't say special episode of the Bisicast, but definitely something to be able to talk about. So we are when it's about the time, we are limited to 70 minutes today, around roughly. Hi Osvaldos, already watching. And I want to talk a bit about Swedish House Mafia that I saw live. Maybe some of you saw it already on my story. And yeah. And so I once again recorded all the whole set. Actually, it was not planned at all. And yeah, so actually I live streamed it, and the live stream went even better than in Stockholm, which was a surprise, to be honest, because I mean, like Sweden is the internet, it's the country of the internet, one of the best internets in the world, and there I had troubles, and yeah, and here I had actually almost no troubles at all. I believe not even. I had once, I had a problem with the sound once, but not with the connection. So this was actually very interesting. And yeah, I want to talk a bit about the set in general, and also have a short comparison to Stockholm. I actually want to look at the Swedish House Mafia track list from Stockholm, and yeah, I'll give you a bit of a hint. So you can hear my my voice in the background, and I believe it's from what I see very similar to the one in Stockholm. The only thing that was really missing was what was it? The one orchestra version, and so this was missing. But apart from that, I believe it was very similar. So I'm kind of looking up right now what is so a bit different. So give me a second. Meanwhile, we hear the track that is called "It Gets Better" in the background. So already on 1001 track list, it's the opening track by Swedish House Mafia featuring Pharrell Williams, according to 1001 track list. And yeah. And so it went about the yeah, and I was already very hyped for Axwell already. And yeah, so sounds, yeah, it looks very similar actually when I compare this now. And yeah, give me a second. Yeah, I'm not sure whether they played Barricade. I believe they played at one drop. Yeah, I believe. But it's very similar to the one that I had, yeah. But I'm not sure whether they played Can't Hold Us Down. I believe they haven't played Can't Hold Us Down. But apart from that, very similar. So, Lewis is watching. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, can wait for in an hour. Until then, I will fill the gap, hopefully. So Sheridan, we're ready for you. No, just kidding. I mean, you can if you feel like it. Yeah. So, yeah, I won't play the whole set now because it's rather pointless. Maybe one difference that was really very crucial, but it's actually, I believe, a part of their new concept is that when they were at in Stockholm, there was a table, or the stage set was like a U. So in front there was D'Angelo, and on the left was Axwell, and on the right was Ingrosso, when they looked to the front. And then we had on this new concept they had 3 separate tables. So, and to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of this stage setup, because I rather, prefer it more intimate. So if they would be closer together, on their one last tour, they were all 3 of them were on the turntables. I mean, of course, it's 6 years ago, right? but it was a bit different. So yeah. So yeah, Jaroslavsin and Eric, thank you so much for watching. So we just heard It Gets Better, and up next there is We Can Be Brave with Love. So I believe that It Gets Better is a very nice follow-up to We Can Be Brave with Love. And yeah, one thing that I want to mention is that actually I want to put this into the comments. My set, so like the link to the live stream. Like now it's a re-live basically. I believe it's still on actually a lot. So I believe only a few minutes were silenced, but apart from that it wasn't blocked or anything. So huge shoutouts to SHM or Universal or whoever actually to let it stay up, because it's not very usual. And I want to link this to you. So I believe there were like 25-30 people or so watching. So this is of course not as close as the 70 in Stockholm, because that was absolutely madness back then. But like I couldn't believe it myself. Like I don't know what I was more proud of, that I was actually watching SHM, you know, live after their reunion, or that 70 or 80 people were watching like my live stream that I was kind of recording. Actually, you know, this is actually not a huge accomplishment to live stream something. You just have to be kind of quiet. And actually, I wasn't quiet neither. I was last weekend at St. Pölten. Hi David, nice to see you again. We need to speak about, I believe, Saturday or Friday. When are you in Mikulov or in the surroundings of Mikulov? We need to meet, please. Yeah, and we can hear actually Steve Angelo also in the background. So I believe only Steve Angelo and Axel were on the mic. Axel was even talking a bit in German. Unfortunately, I didn't write it down, so I'm a bit mad on myself that I actually didn't have more time to prepare this episode. But yeah, Hamdiali is watching over on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining. Sandra's also singing a bit the melody and a bit the lyrics, obviously. So tell me when you are there, because I forgot. I need to look it up. So Swedish House Mafia at Frequency. Let's see, in Austria, my playlist, or like my live stream. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed my live stream. I hope it was some fun. Yeah, fix the comment. Yeah. So I actually ripped the audio file, and now I have only like the audio file here. And so yeah, and now there was actually also the like bridge to Greyhound. You can already hear me singing in the background the melody. So bad at this. So yeah, I believe what was very crucial is that I recorded it with my iPhone, or like live streamed with my iPhone, so we don't have any like kind of noisy, you know, overdriven bass lines. It's just silenced out. So this is actually the huge difference to iPhone versus any other device. Actually, I'm not an iPhone fan. I gotta admit it. You know, I'm honest. I prefer, you know, the open kind of OS that is Android. But in that case, you know, the hardware is simply amazing by Apple, and we can't deny it. So yeah, so that's Greyhound. And apart from that, you know, I love to hear Buy Now for Sale again, Teasing Mr. Charlie, and to me it sounds like this is an updated version. So I'm not sure what I'll find it quickly. Then we have Dream Bigger. So I won't actually elaborate on every single track now, because it's rather pointless, because it's, as I've already mentioned, rather similar to Stockholm. And maybe one sentence about Creamfields that's coming up this weekend. Oh yeah, I was basically saying there that Axel was playing the drums in that very moment, so you can also hear that it's a bit different from the original Dark River. Yeah, this is basically the difference. And yeah, nice they added the sweet disposition a cappella here. Yeah. So in between there. Oh, sweet disposition, I was just realizing it now. Totally pointless. I wrote Swedish, sorry for that. Typo. Just realized it. Yeah. Of course, the Swedish House Mafia. So yeah, I'm actually very surprised that you still love them so much, because I wouldn't actually, so there was really, I believe, a 7-0 for more Swedish House Mafia content. So yeah, let's do this, why not? That was the intro 2 in my mind. No, that was, yeah, calling, yeah. I was actually realizing it rather quickly, so... And you can hear me singing the melody, so this is actually very, very funny. I mean, like, although I live streamed the whole thing, I still wanted to have some fun. And what is actually so surprising about myself, I already said it about Expo Ingrosso, because the sets, you know, from, like, if you compare Expo Ingrosso to Swedish House Mafia, so only with Steve Angelo added, it's not a huge difference when it's about the vibe of the circus set. I mean, like, the visuals are amazing. Also, the Austrian media, especially like U3, our largest hit radio, mainstream popular radio, was even, you know, writing an article about how amazing the show was, and Austria has never seen a fusion or symbiosis of sound and visuals so perfectly. And this was very interesting to read, actually, for myself. And so there was even, they wrote it there that they weren't even sure whether they were playing there, because they wanted to build their own stage, because the main stage at Frequency was too small for them, although, now I was realizing by now for sale that it's coming up. And the stage had a length of, or width, whatever you pronounce this, of 100 meters, and this was still not enough for them. And yeah, and thus I was very happy that they were spinning a bit later. So by now it's, I believe, a collaboration project of Steve Angelo and Sebastian Ingrosso, and by now for sale is, I believe, it's almost 20 years old, 15 years old. And I was very enthusiastic about this track as it's coming up. You can hear my scream. This is one of my favorite moments of the set. Very early already. So yeah, I'm totally now in. Probably when you were watching my live stream, then you probably saw like the crazy, like, kind of. Yeah, just saying that was my favorite in Stockholm. By the way, sometimes you can hear me talking to somebody. This is actually my friend Thomas, that is sometimes with me. And I was even explaining to him when I was like live streaming the whole set, which was once again not planned, that actually social media is an addiction. So, and he's actually less on social media, so which is actually very great to hear, because it's a totally like difference to myself. So yeah, but I really enjoyed this this track. Sergio liked. Thank you a lot. Yeah, and Sebi is also watching. Yeah, and here, like over on Instagram, thank you so much. And I'm just totally, you know, into the zone, like just feeling the kick and the snare. And yeah, it totally made me like re-listen to the track again. And it sounds, you know, different. I believe that the edit is a different one than the original. The same goes with Teasing Mr. Charlie later then. So then we had like this, transition into Leave the World Behind by Daddy's Groove. So with yeah, and then we had like the transition into Magnificence Cobra. So we can hear this bit different. And I was explaining now to Thomas that this is now the track by Magnificence. They're strongly supported by X-Stone. Very interesting to see. Yeah. Rushing with Flash. Also realizing. So actually, like Swedish House Mafia is so interesting to me to listen to because I almost know all the tracks by heart, which is very rare nowadays. So if I was, I don't know, to do this like at any, I don't know, mainstream artist, like that are really mainstream today, like, I don't know, Chainsmokers or Kygo. Kygo's maybe a bit of a different example, but I don't know, Marshmallow, for example. And now Thomas was way later realizing that this was Flash with like a Russian with Flash in the mashup. And yeah, he's now screaming. And my goodness, I'm commenting comments now. This is so poor. And wait for it. Oh no, I already told that. I believe I said there a very specific Austrian word that the Germans don't understand. Yeah, no. Just realizing it. Where's this word? I said it here somewhere. Give me a second. Bist der Blitzkneiser, yeah. What is a Blitzkneiser? Even Germans don't know what that is. So it's a pejorative word for saying to somebody that, wow, you realized it so quickly, but in a sarcastic way. So no, in the meaning of, wow, you were so slow. So it's somebody who thinks really fast and who understands stuff very fast. But in that case, I used it ironically or sarcastically in the sense of, wow, you just now realized it, and I realized it already before the drop, you know. So I was mocking him a bit here in that moment. You know, it was not meant seriously, you know, like we're enjoying the show, like. And he was taking it up with humor, so this was the most important thing. And I don't want to, you know, insult anybody or whatever. So yeah, and now it's B coming up, and yeah, I also like rediscovered B this year, I believe, or last year, I can't remember, like with their sets that actually there are two different versions of, you know, with Show Me Love, and this Show Me Love Mashup by Heart is a different one from the released version on their Until One compilation. So yeah, it's a bit different. And now it's, I believe, Knas coming up by Steve Angelo. Yeah. So, and now that was Thomas, it was not me. But yeah, I've listened to Knas a million times, and I'm not even exaggerating. So yeah. So that's almost like half the set down. Yeah, and now there's Teasing Mr. Charlie coming up. It was another highlight of myself. So yeah, all in all, really fantastic flashbacks to the old stuff by Steve Angelo and Axwell, and also Sebastian Grosso at some point. No. And that was me screaming. Because I really like this old school electro-esque drop there. So, yeah. This is very interesting to listen to. Yeah. And I also enjoyed a couple of years ago the Sapjack and Tony Sengor remix of Mr. Charlie. I might play this later. And it was a free download on by Size. Yeah. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about, I want to finish talking about Creamfields. Yeah, Creamfields is very interesting because so they are the only ones playing the main stage on, I believe, Sunday or Saturday, I can't remember, and which is a bit unfair, you know, compared, in my opinion, to the other artists that don't need such a huge setup and can still, you know, do like pull off a show. And in Austria, and I believe any other festival, like, you know, after Stockholm, they also managed it to make other people play the stage. So. The main stage. So in Austria it was like that. The rapper G-Eazy, or Jeezy, however you pronounce him, I don't know. It's not my kind of music. Was playing before Swedish House Mafia, and there was a like 30-minute break to, you know, set up Swedish House Mafia, and the show was very fine. Oh, now there's Teasing Mr. Charlie Drop 2 coming up right now. With a bit of a different melody, I believe. What I want to say is that yeah, the show was very fine. The only huge difference, or also another like huge difference to Sweden, was the screen. The screen was like where they had the visuals, you know, these beautiful visuals, was very small. So in comparison to Stockholm, I was all it like 2 or 3 times I was pointing at the screen. I was saying to Thomas, imagine this visuals on this huge screen in Stockholm. It was fantastic. So yeah, same in Croatia was also a 30-minute break. So it's manageable. So it must be something very out of this world. So it's really, so I was reading something with a swimming stage, ponton, something like this. So if that is true, wow. So would be another like stepping up, you know, the main, like their set or their visuals, whatever again. So after Teasing Mr. Charlie, there was Underneath It All, their second big ID of their sets right now, next to the opening ID. That was, I believe, also saying this to Thomas, you know, this Get Better with Pharrell Williams, or It Gets Better. Underneath It All. On the vocals, we have on the vocals Underneath It All. Got it. Andrew Wyatt. Yeah, and so I heard that there's already a release date for it, but it's not sure yet. But of course, it would be dumb, you know, if they weren't, you know, to release it. It's very interesting that it's so different from all the other things on the you know, on during their sets, because it's very, you know, calmed down with a lot of strings in between. So the visuals are really amazing with this one. So, you know, with this snow and everything, you know, like slowly moving and all that. So it's really different. Yeah. But that's roughly in the middle of the set. I need to speed up because I want to play some tracks. So yeah, so after that I will leave. Yeah, das wird ein Hit, Diggi, I said. So it's gonna be a hit, probably. I mean, I'm assuming it. So, you know, as I already mentioned, I haven't mentioned this yet, but of course I didn't drink anything. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't under any substance influence or whatever. This was really me, like how I perceived this. Of course, I was in a state of euphoria because I mean, after the show, I was almost as euphoric as after the Swedish House Mafia show. So when I saw so I was there together with many people in Stockholm during this at this show, at the first show, or like in that case was the Saturday, May 4th, and I was there, for example, with Sabrina, and her friends, but we were in different sectors. So I was, I believe, more to the front, she was more to the back, or whatever. And so when the show was over, there's now coming up my Magnitude Visa. When the show was over, so I met Sabrina outside the hall there, like the main floor, and I was really falling into her arms to say, oh my goodness, it was such an amazing experience, so totally unexpected, and it was roughly the same again. So you know, if you just go for the show, it's fine, you know, and this is like, that's why I'm, you know, like only working with what I got at the moment, and I got only the show, and I'm happy that I kind of recorded it so I can talk about it, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to talk about it. Yeah, this is like the only thing that Swedish House Mafia are doing right now, and so we can talk about this, why not? And yeah, so when I can say, you know, after the show it was worth 100 euros, then it was worth it, because it was really an experience, and it's amazing to listen to this music again, yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, it has to be something special, Osvaldos, exactly. So that's also my thing, like my opinion about it, because otherwise they wouldn't close the whole main stage for only one artist on such a huge festival. Yeah, because it's totally pointless. Okay, Nisha is also watching, thank you so much. But as you can see, there's a lot. So there's a lot to talk about. There was also a Resurrection plate, a huge favorite of mine over the last years. Yeah, we had How Do You Feel Right Now afterwards? Sorry, before Resurrection, and now Antidote is coming up with the sick visuals. Yeah, yeah. This time was also afterwards, yeah. So, wait, my so my Audacity now froze. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So, yeah, he was also talking about WW earlier, and now there's a Payback plate. But I didn't. Oh wait, I believe I overflew. Remember? Or didn't I? No, I didn't. Okay, so there's also Payback was also played. Was also one of my highlights for sure within my mind. And that was me again singing the melody. Yeah. So then we had. Oh yeah, they were playing Barricade. Oh, totally forgot about this. Yeah, that was I believe starting. We had a future live today. Yeah. So I was also realizing it rather quickly. Yeah. So yeah, and then they played also Be More Than You Know. So I believe at least. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. And now, and after More Than You Know, there was this breakdown. Yeah. Since you Freundin would mean, are you female friends? And like, Freunde means like all friends together. Because we kind of have female friends and male friends, so we have like the difference in gender in German. Vielen Dank means thanks a lot. So yeah, there was actually, you know, talking about, experts always talking about friendship in the sets before Steve Angelo plays Remember. Yeah. And I believe at one point, yeah, I was really singing out loud here in that very moment. And I believe, yeah, so there was like old school recordings Thomas is saying at that very moment. So there was the like official video clip shown on the wall. You may remember it from Stockholm as well. Yeah. And yeah, that was really very emotional. So I'm so surprised that these tracks are so old, like for EDM kind of you know time lapses or like time gaps, and I'm still so hooked. And yeah, these tracks are still so emotional. So I'm surprised myself that I can really get into that. So that's actually what they really think about when they produce tracks. So how long can you still like have it in the back of your head? Because I'm not listening to Remember every day. I believe I haven't heard it in a long time. And now there's Reload coming up. Yeah. So they're also playing this. Yeah, we're already at the 1 hour 15 mark. Oh yeah, and they were playing the Island Part 1. Yeah. After Reload, so there was the transition, and then I realized it, I believe, at the vocal. So yeah, so singing a lot there. Yeah. So Pelito's watching. Thanks a lot. So yeah, talking about Swedish House Mafia here in Austria. Sebastian's also watching. Thanks a lot over on Facebook. Yeah, so the Island, one of my favorites for sure. Yeah, I haven't talked about the shirt yet. Thanks a lot, Piloto. Yeah, Criteria 200 is coming up after my show basically. So we have 40 minutes left, and then afterwards we're all going straight into the Criteria 200 show. Yeah. In collaboration with We Rave You this week. Yeah, and now there's, I believe, one coming up. So I believe Steve Angelo is, playing with the oh my god, what's it called again? Drum machine. And why don't you make a WhatsApp group? Actually, this is a good idea. I want to do so much with the Bisicast, but I have so little time. It's very infuriating for me. But I want to do Discord, WhatsApp, I can do actually Telegram, whatever, I can do everything. Yeah. So yeah, so this is actually one. I actually want to finish with this set analysis, and I want to play some new tracks that I discovered this week. So now we have the second one drop. Yeah. Now with the WhatsApp group, you know, everybody would have my number, and I don't like that. Telegram would be better, I believe. But yeah, we'll think about it. Yeah. Okay, so that was one. And what do we have afterwards? I forgot. Was wollen Sie hören? Yeah, he said, yeah. So what do you want to hear? So what's afterwards? Sorry, don't you worry, child. I can't remember. No, it was Can't Hold Us Down, and then we had Don't You Worry, Child. Yeah, we should be already at Don't You Worry, Child. So yeah, it's starting very slow. So it's a very special edit of Don't You Worry, Child. So here it says, oh yeah, this is with Stairway to Heaven, yeah, with Led Zeppelin. So yeah, now that fades into Don't You Worry, Child, because they kind of mix up the melody. So also for these edits. No, these are very genuine. So this is something, you know, it's very tough to, you know, come up with that in your mind, you know, to mix up Led Zeppelin with Don't You Worry, Child. So and I believe so with one, the crowd was already very awakened. But when you hear when they, you know, silence down for the lyrics, you can hear that everybody is singing it. The lyrics. Me as well. So this one is actually very popular, still also with the crowd. So yeah, that's Don't You Worry, Child. It's the drop and all that. Lakeside watching, thank you so much. All on Instagram. Yeah, and they were also mixing up with The Sun Is Shining a cappella there, and for the second drop here. It's got a plan for you. So I know also like the fireworks were very spectacular then, and also like the ending. Also, nice, Sebastian. So Sebastian is saying that his father is a huge Led Zeppelin fan, and he was very surprised for this version. Yeah. Yeah, and Axel was also thanking. Actually, he was saying there that they weren't in Austria ever, but they were already like 7 years ago at their last tour in Schladming. So that was in Styria, but not in St. Pölten. Yeah, and the ending is the very special Save the World edit by NC. Yeah, and I believe they also toned it down at these lyrics here, but I can't remember which ones they were. I believe here. Okay. So everybody was screaming, me as well. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna skip that now because it's too cringy for me it's myself to like scream. If I could like sing at least, but I was just screaming, you know. So that was the last drop. So yeah, Save the World, very emotional. Although they played the second drop, not the first one, very interesting. But yeah, it's probably not a huge difference. Yeah. That was that, and the ending was also very emotional. It was very calmed down, very silent. Yeah. So yeah, thanks a lot actually. You know, to huge shoutouts to Frequency for holding us up. I was very surprised when they were announced. They were announced very early already. I believe in April. I believe even before I headed to Stockholm, and I was surprised that they were playing in Austria. So, because I would never imagine that that there would still be a huge fan base here in Austria for Swedish House Mafia. And yeah, but they made really an amazing show and everything. So at the end we had like the fireworks here. And yeah, that was the ending. So yeah, I still want to play some tracks though, so definitely stay tuned. And yeah, and I will...
Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. What made you do once again after Stockholm, another 1.5 hours I had to record.
It's very true.
Oh my goodness. Okay. But at least no interruptions this time. Let's head over to Dive Party. See you. Have a great evening. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was me. That was me. So that everybody knows. I need actually to give some more tags in between. So actually, just kidding. Don't be jealous. You heard it first, or like at least be live. So yeah, it was very enjoyable. I'm very interested how how if Swedish House Mafia will develop after their tour. So I believe they have Creamfields left and they have Lollapalooza in Berlin left. So this will be very interesting to see how the journey will continue, because I hear sometimes that there are feuds in between the like Swedish, for example, Steve Angelo and somebody else. Maybe this could be all rumors. I have no idea. But yeah, actually all I wanted to say about this. I hope you enjoyed my live stream, and definitely wanted to touch on that. Yeah, that's that. And now I want to head over to some tracks, and I believe the first track that I'm gonna play is of course my favorite one this week that I really enjoyed. So I won't provide you the Spotify links just now. I will update it later, because right now I'm a bit in a hurry because I have 30 minutes left for Criteria and I want to get through as many tracks as I want to. But you will see my reaction to this one. Hardwell Retrograde, an absolutely fantastic track. I will provide the Spotify links later, later this evening or tomorrow, whenever I have time. So thanks a lot to those who are watching my review. About Swedish House Mafia, but I definitely want to still pull off some tracks. So I'll tag them now, like only the artists. And so this is the ID that was played at Ultra Europe last year, where I was totally hooked by the old school sound, and I believe I still remember my reaction very well when I said, so I was actually surprised and blown away at the same time. So this is Hardwell Retrograde. So yeah, what I liked so much about it that it was like a time travel, back to 2011, and it was in 2018. I thought, oh my goodness, is he really playing this kind of sound again? Reminded me a lot of a mix of encoded and free triangles, and it was released on Tour Room. So yeah, absolutely a fantastic track, and especially at the second drop here. Well, Pontus is watching, and Bruno and Mauricio as well, Tobias as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, yeah, by the way, I totally forgot about Twitter. Because I was so in a hurry. Yeah, but never mind. I'll post it afterwards there. So yeah, what I also very much enjoyed about the track is that it's the breakdown. So the breakdown is really something that you don't have very often nowadays, that there's really actually kind of a kick in the breakdown. So it comes up just right now, I believe. Yeah. So it's like a little kick with little sub, actually almost no sub, just for the sake of being there, for like kind of make the breakdown more uplifting. And then she breaks it down kind of again, and then it builds up, for the drop. So an absolutely fantastic, also when it's about the arrangement of the track, absolutely sick. And and the euphoria really hits, it's the tipping point, at the drop. So I really felt the drop a lot on this one. And here it goes. And now that he also changed up the melody here, and my favorite part is coming up, of course, at the breakdown, because he also made his gestures like that on this short breakdown. Here it is. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So creative. Also when it's about this, absolutely sick. So in love with this new one by Hardwell, Retrograde. Emma is watching, thank you so much for joining. Just in time, half an hour, and then we're heading over to Criteria 200. Starts off there in a bit. Wow, so this track is absolutely fantastic, really, nothing else to add. So I was surprised that Hardwell released it with almost almost no kind of, how do you say this, like announcement almost. I believe only 3 days before he announced it that he's gonna release it on Friday last week, and now it's here. Yeah. And also like, I bought it even off Google Play. So because on Google Play there was after midnight there was the extended mix already available. So yeah, I ended up using this. And also like the outro, ding 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 ding, whatever that little perky sound there is. Ding ding ding. Yeah. So I was very happy that he released that. So I was very hyped. And it really sounds very similar to the rip. So yeah, I didn't even know it was already out. Thanks a lot. And it moves are not very nice. But actually, I like kind of, what I'm always doing, Emma, is I kind of, this is very crucial for me. Percussion is a huge element for me in electronic music. So everything from snares to hi-hats to even crashes. Crashes are amazing, are nice as well. So these are like for me next, of course, to the kick. Of course, very important like kind of elements of electronic music. I mean, like everything has to fit together for me for a perfect track. This is very obvious. So it's very rare that I like a track only because of one certain element. I mean, there are rare cases where this is happening, but they're not very often. So another track that I wanted to play is the new one on the label by. Yeah, that depends on how it comes, So also like I don't know if you know something about comedy, but or cabaret, as we say in Austria here or in southern Germany. Important for a joke or for a comedy punchline or line, or whatever you want to call it, or pointe, as we say in English, in German or in French, is the delivery. The delivery is crucial. Like, you can have the cheapest joke you can tell, or the flattest joke you can tell. If you deliver it, the right way, it's fantastic. So you can have a very good laugh. And the same goes basically with all basically percussion elements in electronic music. So if you deliver them at the right time, with the right sound, they sound crushing. So, haven't told you the idea yet. Camarda and Almero with Fuel. And I love the electro. Fantastic. And there we go with the snare. And it fits very nice in there. So yeah, very great track by those two guys. This is out on Genius label X. So let me tag them. So I believe Kamada already know for a longer time already. Because he's like kind of Joey Kamada. I believe it's him, I hope it's him. And Almero, so I was already talking to him about. Alright. Tom is watching as well, thank you so much for joining. Just in time for Kamada and Almero with Fuel. I hope it's him. I hope it's not a different Kamada. If yes, then I'm very, very sorry you have the same name. But I know Joey Kamada for a very long time already. I was talking even about him once on a very early episode of Bisicast, like I believe 3 years ago already. So when we were talking about sending tracks to other people without actually buying them or whatever. And he had like his an issue with his remix for Sadie Max Mombasa back then, that he didn't want to send it to anybody. And I, of course, totally understood it, because it's, if you say, buy it and support me, then that's fine. Then I either buy it, find it somewhere else, or, just respect, the decision of the producer. I had these cases already, where people, like, didn't feel like sending me the track, that's fine, it's their decision. What I also want to play maybe one more track, and then yeah. Romain is also watching. Thank you so much for joining, and Louis as well. Can't wait for Criteria. That's why I have the Criteria t-shirt on. There will be also a very special gift. So the track "Stay" by Kreider will be released tonight for Criteria. So can't wait for this one, because it's been, I believe, 2 years. No, over a year. I believe, yeah, over a year already since I heard it for the first time. So next up is the track "Stay" by EDX. Also a very nice, chilly one. With cool synthes, so a very summer-esque track. EDX with "Stay" in the club mix. Yeah, I really enjoy these kind of synthes very much over the last couple of years, I believe. They're very popular. And if they're done in a very nice way, then I can enjoy them. Yeah. So this one you should definitely check out. I will add up the list, the links later then. But another track, a bit quieter, or like a bit chillier, is the new EP on, like the new EP on "This Never Happened" by Lane 8, because Dirty South released an EP there, and I want to play maybe 2 tracks of the EP. I also supported it on Beatport. Yeah. I want to play the track that was also already played on Criteria, called "Little Devious," and also "Space Between Us" is a very nice one. So definitely want to give these 2 tracks also a shout out. And yeah, let's check it out. Dirty South with "Little Devious." A rather deeper one, but still a very nice, fantastic one. Yeah, Joey, thanks for watching. I was just playing a new track with Almero called "Fuel." I hope you produced it. Hope. Because it was only Kamada written all over it. So very nice track, very electro-esque, and very enjoyed it a lot. So I'll add it to my Spotify playlist as well. Yeah, I hope that was you. Long time no see. How are you doing? And why aren't you telling me anything? Or maybe you were talking about it, and the Facebook algorithm didn't show me. And yeah, your Facebook algorithm is a bitch, as we all know. So here, Dirty South, "Little Devious," out on "This Never Happened" by Lane 8, the label. I don't want to. So yeah, Dirty South, very interesting that he's actually also going this path now. A bit deeper sounds. Yeah, it's still very nice to listen to. Hey Louis, thanks very much for joining. So I'll add all the Spotify links later because I'm in a bit in a hurry. Yeah. Yeah, see you at ADE, Joy. Yeah, we need to meet. We'll keep in touch for that. Once again, probably it's gonna be like last year where I have to meet too many people at ADE and I miss up and I'll end up missing half of the crew. This is so disappointing. But I've already mentioned, I believe, a couple of times, ADE is my personal Tomorrowland. So other people are going to Tomorrowland to go to Tomorrowland. I go to ADE, maybe not for ADE, but like for the sake of meeting people there. Meet people from all over the scene, from different genres, and really have a talk, and also with friends and everybody. And ADE is such a fantastic experience for me. Like, this is living club culture to the max, to the fullest, how it should be, how I love it, because as you know, I prefer clubs over festivals forever, basically. I was never a huge fan of festivals, because I enjoyed, you know, the more intimate atmosphere of clubs. And this is, you know, I feel like if I was, for example, at Third Party, for example, at Olympia in Liverpool, it's much more intimate, you know, when people are really into it. So, for example, with Swedish House Mafia, like last weekend, it was not as intimate. People were singing sometimes lyrics, but you know, they weren't like they didn't know all the tracks and all the lyrics. So and it was not as packed, you know, especially like where I was standing, you know, to the front. Yeah, so this is also very interesting. Oh yeah, I need to buy this as well. We are Superstar Luis. Yeah, you're right. I need to buy it. Yeah, it was very nice last year. Well, it's probably, I believe, the same venue as last year, Café in the City, at the Leidseplein. So my favorite place there in Amsterdam, or like my favorite square. And this year I'm actually very close to the city center, in a hostel, once again, because everything else is too expensive. Or maybe it's not too expensive. I don't know, but it's not worth it for me. You know, I'm there for the people and not for, you know, having a great stay. You know, a great bed for me or whatever, you know. So I hope I'll manage this for these 5 days that I'll be there. Yeah, this is Little Devious by Dirty South, and I also want to play Space Between Us. This is my second favorite of this EP that was out on Lane 8's label This Never Happened last Friday. Dirty South with Space Between Us, also like the same matter, but with a nice electro-esque synthy touch to this. It goes almost a bit into techno already, so this is Space Between Us. Yeah, what else I want to play? I need to give me a quick check what else I enjoyed for this week. Oh yeah, one more thing that I want to play, obviously. I played the track last week as an ID, and of course now I want to play it as of course officially and all that. So yeah, you should definitely check out Dirty South, Space Between Us, NDP. Fantastic work by Dragan, he's called, because he has like Yugoslavian roots. Or Drago, I can't remember, something like this. So very interesting that he's going also into this kind of deep house direction now. So I remember him still very much for Coming Home, his Coming Home remix or stuff like this. So yeah, fantastically, really goes all throughout the track, all through 8 minutes that it's going. So yeah, very nice. Yeah, so I played as an ID last week because it wasn't announced yet. I believe it was announced during my live stream that it's coming. Walden and Pete K, the track Gotten, that is out on the new sub-label of Release Records called Release Deep. And I'll of course give it a go here, and now I can really be fully honest about the track. So I just need to tag them. And Walden and Pete K. So it doesn't start very spectacular. So this is very interesting to see. So great to see the comeback of Walden. So you may remember him from tracks like Aerodyne or his You remix, which was also fantastic a couple of years ago. Yeah. And look who's watching, Sabrina as well. Great that you joined in. Thanks a lot. It's been a while. Need to talk. Yeah, just tuning in right now for Walden and Pete K. The track's called Gotten. So yeah, and it's 14 minutes left, so maybe 1 or 2 tracks I can squeeze in. Let me check which ones I want to play. But these ones were definitely my favorites. I believe all these tracks I was already playing. Yeah. 2 more tracks I believe from the tech section, and then I'll call it a day. Jordan is also watching, thanks a lot for joining. Just in time for Walden and PK. The track's called Gotten. So yeah, it fits very well to this kind of release deep scheme. So we can hear very nicely the PK synthes, like this little now in between that was there. He was using something similar in his track Allegoria last year from the Outset EP that was released on Release Records. And yeah, and now we have yeah, Roman, yeah, thanks a lot. Congrats on your release. Once again, Facebook algorithm fucked up, but the fuel sounds fantastic, so thanks a lot. And yeah, so I gotten here. So by Walnut PK. The track is 6 minutes long, so which is very nice. It has basically 2 breakdowns, and fits very well into a bit, I don't know, deeper side of release. Yeah. So this track I particularly like, actually, to be honest. Maybe not 100% my piece of cake when it's about like kind of to play it as a release records track. So if you compare it, for example, to older PTK productions or one of my all-time favorites, I believe, on release records is a track called Belief by Jose de Mara and Cruzy. Still a fantastic record. But you know, for a warm-up set or to play in between to calm the calm down, you know, the crowd a bit. It's a very nice track to play out. Yeah. So 2 more tracks that I want to play. The first one is a new track by Simon Kitsu. So this track is on the compilation by Turo. It's called so the Ibiza compilation volume 2 for 2019. And yeah, I know Simon Kitsu personally, so he pulled off like a fantastic show, like maybe not show, but like event at ADE. And he did the track together with Elliot Fitch. He has 126 likes. Wow, this is very little. And this is the track Psycho. And he did this remix together with The Concept. I'm not sure when I will find The Concept, but as quickly. Give me a second. Because The Concept, you know, can do everything. Yeah. So I'm gonna check if these are the guys. I don't want to tag anybody wrongly. So actually a very nice techie track. So I believe I had a bit of a reversed Bisicast tonight. Yeah. Those are the guys. Yeah. So yeah, this one is a very nice one. So you should definitely check this one out. I will add all the tracks to a playlist later then. Yeah, very chill one. So you can actually mix this with Garden very well. Very enjoyable. And yeah, to finish it off, I will play the new remix by Christoph for the track Camel Fat Be Someone. This is gonna be my last one for today, and then we'll head over to Criteria Records for to Kryder's Facebook page for his 200th episode of the Criteria radio show, of course. So yeah, that's Camel Fat x Jake Buck with Be Someone in the Christoph remix. Sam just tuned in for the last track, thank you a lot. So yeah, and the bass line on this one is absolutely sick. Wow, when this comes up, damn. So yeah. Jake Buck, by the way, has surprisingly 800 likes on Facebook, so yeah, Sam will gonna head over in a bit for the Criteria show for the 200th episode to Kryder's Facebook page. Yeah, Jake Buck has almost 800,000 likes on Facebook, which is actually surprising. I didn't know he had that many. It's gonna be a very short playlist, but I hope still that you'll enjoy it. Christoph music. That's the track. But I'll update, of course, with all the Spotify playlists tonight, later after Criteria, so that I can so that when you're watching, you can actually play the set, play the track straight off Spotify. So yeah, I was live around an hour, so thank you everybody for watching, also over on Instagram. And yeah, I enjoy, I believe, the 1 hour set a bit more. But yeah, we have very interesting arrangement here also for this remix here by Christoph. Camel Fat, X Jake Buck, Be Someone. So we have one short drop here, like 30 seconds, then build up into the next drop for another 30 seconds, and then 1 minute drop, and then we have like a 1.5 minute breakdown. Yeah, where he also like lets the lyrics breathe a bit. He did it very well. Very calm down, breakdown. But it, you know, slowly but surely it builds up again. So it goes to the next drop, which is not as euphoric, I would say, as the original. It's a bit deeper, I would say. The synth also like there was also a bit something added to that. But yeah, very cool. Let it be someone. Yeah. So actually, nice addition to that. Yeah. And now we're heading over to the outro. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I know it was a bit of a shorter episode, only around an hour, but I hope still that I can talk a bit about Swedish House Mafia set that I witnessed last Saturday, and also a bit of the tracks that I liked this week. There were of course some that I also liked that I haven't played, maybe next week when I can pull it off. I very much like, you know, how the synthes go to the outro on this remix. So yeah, I leave great work here by Christoph. Yeah, hope to be back next week on definitely when I'll be live. Then I will be live on Tuesday, because on Wednesday there's the Austrian football club Lask playing in the Champions League playoff against Brugge. They lost yesterday 1-0 unfortunately, but they can still pull it off, so I hope they'll be a bit luckier tomorrow, or like next week. Okay, so hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, now we're heading all over to Kreider's Facebook page for his 200th landmark milestone episode of Criteria Radio over on Facebook. Can't wait to be part of it. His track Stay will probably be released, a huge one for the fans. And yeah, that one's about the Bisicast and us. Hope to see you next week again. Hope I can pull it off on Tuesday. And yeah, have a nice remaining week and a great and better weekend even later. And for all the people that are at Creamfields, please record or live stream a bit of the stage setup there of Swedish House Mafia. Would be very interesting to see that as well. So have a great evening. I hope to see you all now at Criteria, and yeah, see you then. Thanks and bye.